Recording in progress.
Okay, fine. So the trap is called as Mortimer's trap. This trap, okay, and it was known because the first major instance where it was known, it was in the 19th century. It was by an American called Mortimer. He played it in one recorded game. Before that, it may have happened, but probably people are not too much aware about it. So let us see this trap and we will see it. Okay. So white is playing e4, e5, nf3, nc6. This is standard. This is like the king pawn opening, right? Standard king pawn opening. And then white plays bishop to b5, which is towards Roy Lopez, right? Bishop to b5 is the Roy Lopez. Bishop to c4 is the Italian game. So we are playing Roy Lopez. And now black plays knight f6. This is the famous Berlin defense of Roy Lopez against Roy Lopez. Okay, this was very famously employed by Kramnik against Kasparov in their World Championship match in London 2000. And Kramnik always for playing black, Kasparov was playing Roy Lopez from the white side. Kramnik was always defending using Berlin, and Kasparov could not win a single game from white side. And that is what led to Kasparov losing the match to Kramnik, and that's how Kramnik became world champion in 2000. Okay. So after that, it has become very, very popular after that. Okay. Now, what does white play? White plays d3. Okay. White plays d3. White plays d3, and there are also possibility that white can also play castle. This is how the world championship game wins, but this is not where the trap is. Okay, because I'll just show you what is the line there. So bishop to b5, sorry, knight at f6. It is the, what do you call it? The Berlin defense, and it leads to open Roy Lopez, open, what do you call it? It is called as open Roy Lopez position. So knight takes e4. Knight takes e4, and then white does not go after the knight immediately. White opens up the position because he wants to open up the e file, and then he will be able to get the thing. So, but black is also equally thing. So black plays knight to d6. This is the line for you just to know what is the standard line in the Berlin defense or open Roy Lopez. Okay, so bishop takes c6, d takes c6, and then white takes this pawn, attacks the knight, but knight goes to f5. So the knight is kind of making journey from f6 to e4 to d6 to f5, but it leads to a kind of drawish game after this. And I mean, when we say drawish game, it is at a grandmaster level. Okay, it is at our level. It will, every game will be still be very decisive because a lot of mistakes will happen in between. But generally in this position, this is how the Kramnik strategy was, and that's how Kramnik drew from the black side in many of these games. But that's aside, let us look at the trap. Okay, so white has defended his e pawn by playing d3, and now black plays knight e7. Okay, is he blundering a pawn here?
Yes.
Looks as if he is blundering a pawn, right?
I think something trap will be.
So what will happen?
Sir, he's not trapping he's not giving a free pawn because after takes the c6.
Yeah, the c6 exactly.
Yeah, so that is the thing. So we'll look at it. So this is what is the Mortimer's trap. Okay, knight to e5. If you take it greedily, if you take it, then he plays c6. Okay, now what is this? Look at it. It is not a trap in one move. It is a trap in 2 or 3 moves. Okay, first is he's pushing back the bishop. At the same time, just pushing back the bishop.
Oh.
It is
He's
not.
leaving the diagonal open.
Yeah, he's opening the diagonal for the queen, which will do a check and which will attack one of these pieces that are in this same line. So that is what it is opening. Okay. So now what we'll do, if you push back the bishop, if you, let us say, if you push back the bishop to a4, then it is a blunder only. because queen will simply come here.
Yeah, it's a triple fork.
The triple four, right? It is. But let us say even if you play,
Ah, so in that position, if for the bishop won't go, so knight will capture, because we can put we can put NB3.
NC3 you can play, but then the knight on E5 will go definitely.
Yes.
And knight on E5 will go definitely. Correct. So yeah, you can play bishop A4 also, or you can play bishop C4. But in any case, what will happen is your piece will go. Right. This is the basic Mortimer's trap, and we will see a slightly more involved variant of it. Okay, but this is what happens. So and this can happen from the white side also. Sometimes white also makes this thing. If the C pawn is moved, then queen can come sometimes in the check, and sometimes the black bishop is here pinning the white knight. But if you are not careful, then the queen can go to A4, check along this diagonal if these pawns are open. I'm not saying that in this position, but this is how the white can also play sometimes, and then pick up this bishop here if the knight is not on F6, not supporting the bishop. So we will see these positions, we will see it. But you understood how the C6 is a key move here. C6 opens up the queen as well as attacks the bishop. And there is no time for white to defend both his pieces. Okay. So we will see. Yeah, everyone got this?
Best move for white is knight to C4.
Knight to C4. Yeah, knight to C4 is then what does black play? If you play knight to C4, idea is good. I like it, because what you are saying is that, oh, if you simply take my bishop, then my knight will land on D6 and it will be checkmate, right? That is what your plan is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then what will black play? Black will play D6, and your bishop is still attacked, and now it has got only one square. Where?
A4.
A4. And now when you go bishop to A4, knight is on C4, there is a simple
Oh,
pawn
it's
fork.
B5.
B5 you
B5.
can play, and then it's a pawn fork, right? So that is how it goes. Let us look at an example. Okay. So it is the same similar thing. It is the same opening, but there are small variants to it, and because of which this continues to happen even now. Okay, if people are not careful, and that's why, I mean, you can never be really too careful at the thing. I mean, you always have to be on the alert. Sometimes, like I have also made some mistakes like this, where some opening I just kind of played this is by reflex you will play it, but it is sometimes it's a blunder. Okay, so here it is happening even before knight F6 has been played. See, bishop to B5, knight C to E7. Okay, now white plays D3. Okay, and now,
So instead of D3,
yeah.
can you just take the pawn?
Then again, what will happen there? Same, C6 will come.
Wait, can you go back?
See, knight C to E7 here.
Yeah, but if you take C6, bishop E2, there's no queen A5 check.
There is no queen A5 check. That is correct.
If C6 pawn C6, if knight captures the pawn.
Wait. We'll see it. We'll see it. First, we'll see the game. Then we will come to all the variations. Okay. First, let us see what happened in the game. Then we'll look at all the alternatives. D3 and knight F6. With this, now we have come to the same position with just different move order. And here, knight E5. We said C6. Everything is said. Bishop A4. We also look at what will, bishop A4. We'll look at what happens with bishop C4. It is queen A5, bishop D2, and queen takes E5. This we have already, we have analyzed it. We also looked at what if knight C4. Somebody says that knight C4, then obviously C takes B5 would lead to the checkmate. So we will not do that. On knight to C4, we said we will do D6. then bishop to a4, then b5, right? All of this we have already seen it. Now we'll see what happens if bishop to a4, knight e5, c6, bishop a4, okay, bishop a4, then queen a5, knight c3, queen e5, and this way again the entire this one is lost. Right? There is one more position I wanted to show. I'm not able to find it. I think it is, yeah, it is covered here. Okay, so yeah, I think we have seen all the position now, except that you are saying that knight to c3, and now instead of d3, what if you play knight to, you take the pawn now itself, right?
Yeah.
If knight takes the pawn, then c6. Pawn
Yeah,
c6.
c6, bishop will be driven back, but he is saying that bishop will go to e2. Okay, bishop will go to e2, and then what will happen? Then black will play knight to f6. Then
Hello, sir. Sorry for joining
Then
late.
you can push the pawn.
no problem. I think we'll see this. What are we saying? E4, E5, NF3, NC6, BB5, knight C to E7, knight E5, C6, bishop E2. You play bishop E2.
Turn off the engine.
Then black will play knight F6 only. Okay. And he will attack this pawn. Now you cannot play D3 here to protect the pawn. Because if you
Yeah,
do
what
D3,
if I go knight c3?
NC6.
you can
Knight
play
C6.
knight C6. You can play knight
Bishop
C6.
d3.
No, this is no, this is fine. And then the standard thing is that black should be ready to sacrifice the pawn and gets an open game here. It's like a gambit from the black side. Okay, yeah, he is not recovering the pawn, but he is getting slightly better development than white has got.
So,
Plus 1.7.
so,
Yeah,
so after the black d5, after d5,
yeah.
so if white plays d3,
D3, white plays D3, then black will play D4. This becomes good for black.
oh yeah. Many players in the arena also do this.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. What is there on the chat? Okay. All right. So yeah. So black is playing for some other different this. So normally that is why black will play knight f6 first and then only knight c7. But remember, it is not that mostly you don't play a trap with the intention of playing it. It is just that if it happens, you have to be on the lookout. Okay, you have to be on the lookout, and if it happens, then you have to be opportunistic. Because most of the time, if you go in the game saying that, oh, I will play this opening and I will play this trap, there are 99% chances that position will not happen. Somebody will make a different move or whatever it is, and sometimes you have to be very careful when you know these traps, because what works in a particular move, just with one move different, it does not work. So you can't be like relying too much on a trap and then trying to play in a game, serious game, right? What is important is you should know these traps more from the point of view that you should not fall into it, either knowingly or unknowingly. And second is that if you get such an opportunity, you should be able to, these are the patterns that should be remembered, so that these patterns.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
So instead of black going e7, he can even push d6.
Yeah, he can push d6. This is called as Steinitz defense. This was popularized by Wilhelm Steinitz, the first official white champion, and this is a very solid opening. There is absolutely no problem with it. Okay, see,
Then
it is
white
not.
can't take the pawn.
Yeah, white can't take the pawn. In fact, that is the standard thing, right? In Roy Lopez, this is the attack. So either you have 2-3, what you call BB5. There are only 2-3 varieties that black can play. Either black can attack the bishop and then push it back and then play knight f6. So it's a counter attacking, right? Or after pushing, or he can immediately defend, like what we saw, or he can even After a6 also and bishop a4 also, you can play d6, which is called as this is called as Morphy defense. Okay, Morphy defense. I mean, it is, or Steinitz defense differed because it is happening one move later. But typically a6 was the move by Morphy. And then other moves that are possible is what you have seen is that nf6, which is already the Berlin defense, what you had seen. And another move that is possible is bishop to c5. This is also a counter-attacking move.
Sir,
Yeah,
I have a question.
yeah.
What happens if the black pawn
Hmm.
goes to d5?
d5. Oh,
Yeah.
then it is a kind of gambit that black is playing. Okay, and you can play it. It becomes dangerous and open game it will become because your king is still in this one. So what will happen is, you will take it. Queen will take it. Knight c3 gets a free tempo. White gets a free tempo because queen is attacked now, right? So white gets a free tempo, and white gets a slightly better advantage than black here because white is ready to castle and get the rook here. This pawn is under threat because you will have to defend the pawn also, and white is better developed. See, white's 3 pieces are out now. Queen will be pushed back, right? So that is why this is not played.
And
But
also, can you go back a move?
yeah,
I mean, like when the pawn took the black pawn.
Next one, stay here.
Yeah, right there. You like maybe
you
you
have-
can.
you have to take it with the queen, otherwise you will be in further disadvantage.
Uh-huh.
Right, but there is another dangerous opening which is there, which is a gambit, which is bb5, and I think Schliemann defense or Schliemann defense, or whichever way it is called. I think, or we should rather call it an attack, Schliemann attack. I think there is
Yeah.
opening like this. So it is a kind of dangerous opening, but black is gambiting a pawn. But anyway, we'll look at it some other time. Okay, fine. Now we have looked at, but this Mortimer's trap can also happen in Sicilian defense. In fact, there is one miniature by Kasparov where he was playing black and he played what I call something whatever similar this one, and he won in 6 moves because he got this queen check and this one. So it is there anyway. I will find that game and I will send it. Okay, but this be aware of this trap. Now we'll look at one more trap. This is called as Noah's Ark trap. Okay, is an ancient trap. It is also happens in Roy Lopez, or it can happen in some other openings also. And we will see here when actually Capablanca, the second, not second, when he was Lasker, Capablanca was the 3rd world champion after Lasker. So he has, this game is by him. He is black. So let us look at it. What is the trap? Let us understand what is the trap. This is a trap in which the bishop gets trapped by a pawn chain, and we will see how it happens. And it is sometimes it is possible that you will not notice it. See, white is playing Roy Lopez, e4, e5, nf3, nc6, bb5, a6, bishop a4, d6. See, this is the Steinitz defense deferred. Okay, and white plays d4. Now black plays b5 because white, otherwise black's pawn is in threatened. Can you see this? What is the thing? What is the danger is that white will be able to, even if white plays bishop to d7, the danger is that there are positions in which black can lose this pawn. That is the reason why black plays first bishop, so pawn to b5, bishop to b3. Now knight is taking this. Okay, so now what does white, so far so good. White takes it, black takes it with the pawn, and white takes this.
Yeah, you keep getting it.
Yeah, this is losing.
This is, yeah, so what happens here with this?
C5.
C6, C5.
Yeah, correct. So I think the right move after e takes d4 is first white has to play bishop to d5 here. Okay, white, this is the thing. Okay, so that he's attacking the rook first, and the rook has to defend, and then queen can take it. Okay, but if queen takes d4, what happens is c5. But c5 is, it's not seen. So what will so what if queen goes here? Then
Knight f6.
Then c4. Wait.
I think bishop b7.
That just loses.
No,
a-
bishop e6.
Yes, bishop e6.
Yeah, bishop e6.
yeah.
Bishop e6.
So what? Why it is?
No, bishop e6, then queen c6 check.
Can you see first of all here what will happen if you play c4?
Lose the rook.
Queen
Yeah.
c6 check, you respond with bishop d7.
No. What happens is, see, you have to realize that not only white is threatening this f7, but white is also threatening this rook. So if you think that, oh, against this f7 threat, I will simply block it by playing c4, and I'm anyway trapping this bishop, but no such luck, because white will take this rook, and you will take this, and white will take this back, and white is very happy because he has got an exchange up. Right, so you can't be, so while the trap is there, so you have to be very careful first of all if I'm black. So bishop takes e6, bishop has to play to e6, then white plays queen to c6. Now
Exactly. Now you just repeat this. What can?
no, that is where the difference is. Now black cannot play queen to things, and that is what
Bishop
white
d7.
thought. Bishop to d7. Now again queen comes here.
Now queen is defending the rook.
Now queen is defending the rook. Now the bishop
Yeah,
is
but then you
not-
aren't defending me.
Now you can play c4.
Oh, right.
Okay, so this is what was missed. So it is not that see, this is what the white player missed. Okay, he did see up to this. I am getting a double threat. So he also thought similarly. Bishop e6 will come, I will go to c6, then bishop will go there, again I will come, and actually what white player was thinking, I will get a draw against a world champion. Why not? I will be very happy. I don't want to win. I want to draw against the world champion. And he thought that I will just repeat the moves and draw. Okay, but world champion is not there world champion just because of it, right? I mean, he sees much farther. So he saw that this thing is very simple, but it is not a draw. Otherwise, what will be the fun? Do you think that any kid can play against a world champion and get a draw? Then what will happen? Okay.
That means QD5 is a blunder.
Yeah, QD5. No, QD5 is not a blunder. You first see the moment you took queen to d4. Now what will you do? c5 is coming. So after that, QD5 is no longer a blunder. But now you have already lost it by after queen to d4. It is already you are losing the pawn, because if you move the queen somewhere, then the trap shuts.
Yeah.
Now just coming here is not going to help you, right? Even if you go here, now it is not going to help you. Now you come here also. Now that's it. After that, I will take it, because now the rook is defended. So the moment you played queen takes the pawn on d4, at this point itself, the key move was bishop to d5 was the key move. So this is a very, and what happened? Okay, after that, so finally, what happened in this game is that c4 was played, and then white had to give up his bishop. So again, it is not like a absolute blunder in the sense that bishop takes c4, pawn takes c4, queen takes c4. So white has got 2 pawns for the bishop. So it is like 1 point down, not really like 1 piece down. It's 1 point down, but at a master level, you will be able to see that how the Capablanca wins this very easily without getting into any complication. He does not give any chance after this. Now he has got 1 extra piece. White has got 2 minor pieces. Black has got 3 minor pieces. So if you want, you can just play through this game, but black just does not give any chance for white to complicate it. Very simple, clean moves he plays, and there is absolutely no chance for white to complete it. Yeah, that is something that we have to learn technique, because many times we are ahead in material, but yet in a complicated game we find it difficult to win. Yeah. So that is what you have to look at from this game. And once you become ahead, then you have to use technique. Okay? All right. But there is some noise is coming from somewhere. Yeah. I don't know. Is it coming from? Okay, I have muted Arav. Yes.
But the sound was coming from my place. I'm alone at my home.
Yeah. So no problem. Yeah, better you mute it. Okay. Fine. So we will, but this same trap, right, can happen in multiple other openings also. So we'll see in a different opening how this is happening. Okay. So we'll see it E4, E5. Oh, is it the same? Okay, it is in the same opening, but in a slightly different line. We'll see this. E4, E5, NF3, NC6, BB5, which is the Roy Lopez, A6, Morphy defense, Bishop A4, D6, Chinese defense deferred. Now white says castle. Okay, white plays castle, black plays knight F6, white plays D4, B5, similarly to this one, bishop to B3, E takes D4, knight takes D4. Now there is only one extra thing that has happened, is that what has happened is that
The black knight
White's
is at
castle.
white's castle.
yeah, but now because white has castled but black has played knight F6, because of which queen cannot even come to D5. So that intermediate things that happened, right? We played a few things that also was not possible. So now this is very simple. Now it is a simple win. C5. Now your queen has no chance of going to D5 now. So it is simply queen D3, C4. That's it. Right. So you have again lost a thing, and now because that knight F6 makes it even worse for the white. Okay. But if you search for this Noah's Ark trap, I don't know in Lichess whether there are puzzles, whether there is, I'm not sure whether there is a theme called as Noah's Ark. Probably it is not listed. No, it is not listed there. But fine. I think you got the idea, right?
So could you go back to the fourth one once?
Fourth one, Steiner Capablanca.
Yeah, it says Alekhine is.
Yeah.
Why does it talk
published
about
the-
Alekhine?
Yeah. It says that, see, the thing is, it says that Alekhine in the tournament book, see, many times some other people's game, they were annotating. So that time they'll say, oh, this could have played like this, etc. So Alekhine apparently had not very casually had given an analysis where it could be, he had suggested this queen D4 move. Okay. And that is why the other player played it. Okay. But see, Alekhine, if he was playing on the board, he would think properly and play it. But he was just writing a column, and yeah, sometimes you just write it without too much care. It happens. Like even many times grandmasters, when they annotating games, they make blunders while annotating. Right? They just think because you don't think through properly. So you very casually you played it. So that is what it is saying, that Alekhine had written in a book. Book means tournament book. It is not like a very thing. Tournament books are typically written. They used to be written by the grandmasters who practiced played in the tournament. Immediately after the tournament, they used to just write down what happened, this, that, etc. And a book used to get published. Okay. Nowadays, what happens is, before publishing, everybody checks it with computer, whether whatever variation they are putting, they are okay or not. But that time it was not there, and this was like almost 100 years back. Right, so it was 1924, so it was a bit casual. Obviously it is wrong only, like in point, but he played it. I mean, but it is also wrong to follow somebody else's analysis without you checking yourself. That is what it shows. Okay, all right. So now I wanted to show you one more thing, but what we will do is, now we are, I wanted to show you one more interesting trap that happens in bishop's opening. So, but so what we'll do is we'll probably take a small break and we'll join back. Then what we will do is we will analyze those two positions also, and we'll see this one more opening trap. We will see it, and then we will close it. Okay. So what is the time right now? It is about 8:34. Fine. So in 3 minutes, can we join back? You can take a bio
No
break.
problem.
Yeah. We'll just join back in about 3 minutes. Okay. All right. I'm stopping the recording. Or why don't we look at these positions? Wait. These are short positions. We'll be able to see it. Okay, before dropping, we'll quickly see this. These are the analysis positions. Position number 47. White to play. White has got a tremendous battery. Rook on a7, queen on e7. So on the 7th rank, white is dominating it.
So Q F7 plus.
Qf7, then rook will
Sorry.
black will rook
One
will
mistake, one mistake.
Sir,
Bishop takes e5.
bishop takes
check.
pawn.
D5. Bishop D5.
Bishop d5 is correct. Bishop d5 check. Okay. Now what happens?
Pawn
Now,
Pawn takes.
pawn takes, because you can't move the king. If you move the king, then queen takes f8 will be almost checkmate. Yeah, it will be checkmate in another move.
So
And
then
then,
rook
and then
c7.
you take the rook.
Uh,
No, and then you take the rook.
So remember, bishop takes d5 check, pawn takes bishop. Now you should sacrifice your queen on f8. Queen takes f8 check, proximity check. King has to take it.
And then you play rook,
Rook C8.
rook
Then
c8.
rook to c8 is checkmate, because rook to c7 if you play, then still black will be able to defend it. But if you sacrifice the queen on f8, it is a checkmate immediately next.
so I got one more checkmate.
Which one?
So if I don't know it's correct or not, but rook takes C6.
Rook takes c6.
Bishop takes queen.
Wait, no,
Rook
Rook
takes
takes
c6, your
c6, then
queen
you
is
don't do
hanging.
anything.
No, your queen's hanging.
your queen is hanging. Your queen on e7 is not going.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right. So actually this position occurred in a game where black attacked the queen, thinking that everything is defended, at least there is no checkmate, and then he attacked the queen. Okay, and then he thought that white will spend a move defending the queen, but then he did not see that bishop takes d5 is actually leading to checkmate. Okay, now let us look at one more position, which is the number 48. Black to play.
Bishop G2.
Bishop G2, and then rook G2.
Queen F1.
Queen F1.
Rook G1.
Rook G1.
Knight to G3 check.
Knight to G3 check.
Pawn takes. And
Pawn takes.
Queen H3 checkmate.
Correct. So this is a thing. See, these are the kind of things where sometimes you have a lot of pieces hovering around the black king. I mean, opponent's king, not black king, opponent's king. And you have to find a way like this. This is a series of things where everything else white sacrifices two pieces, but finally gets a checkmate. And sometimes it is like this. Okay, sometimes straightforward attacks will not work, but this is like a slightly complicated attack, right? Bishop to G7, sacrifice the bishop. Rook goes to G2, queen comes to G1, rook G1, rook G1. After rook G1, knight G3 is a very key thing that you have to be able to see. So sometimes like this, you have to think of all the possibilities, especially around when, see, the king is weak, white king is weak. So you have to look at these possibilities. Okay, fine. So I think we got both of these. I'm going to stop.